Hi, welcome to another edition after a long absence of tarot for our times. This is Sarah, your medium on the go. Now, I was going to be doing a live before election night, but I was robbed and my car was stolen and everything. So there was that, and then the big disappointment with the election and a whole bunch of other things, but I'm back. So I know a lot of people have been doing predictions for the year, and I have sort of like a little bit of a different thing that I'm doing, and I've done this before, is I pick several um, tarot cards for the energy of the year, and that'll be kind of my focal point, although we'll be doing a lot of other spreads, but as far as what's going on in the world now. So, um, for the beginning, for the beginning of this, we have justice in reverse. So I'm going to put this in reverse, and then for the conclusion, or I wouldn't say the conclusion, but sort of like the transitional stuff as the year goes on, is going to be judgment upright. And then I'd like to have a minor arcana as the energy of both of these. So I have the Five of Cups upright. And I learned a very interesting thing from one of my YouTube colleagues is that this is actually the minor arcana for the death card, which is about beginnings and endings, but it's also a lot about regrets, which does fit into this. So, in my explanation of, I will put this down so you can look at them while I talk about them. Okay, so, oops. Okay, here we go. Okay. So, justice in reverse is about the justice that many feel that 45 hasn't gotten. And justice in reverse is about delayed justice. And when this comes up in readings, it's always about um, yes, you will get justice, but it's going to be on the universe's time and not as fast as we would like it to happen. So we have seen this in case after case of you know who, and a lot of people do not see this as being very fair. And it's been very difficult to watch him just sort of slither through all these cases, although he will be getting some on the 10th. I just found out that the New York Court of Appeals has a rapid in record time turned down the request to delay or postpone or whatever. So we have that. So the as we go on the year through the year, we have judgment. And a lot of my colleagues have been talking about the Great Awakening, of people becoming aware. Now, this overlaps a little bit because of some of the buyer's remorse when ill advised voters waited until after the election to find out what tariffs were and to find out how much it hurt the people, their loved ones around them, affecting how his presidency would be affecting them directly. So as the year goes on, and it's not only like becoming aware, working up to the election midterms a couple years from now, but it's also about the spiritual awakening. And I have heard others say, and I do have to agree, is that all of this is happening because we are due for a big reset. Now, because I don't like to predict elections, although I was disappointed, I was glad that I did not predict that a Harris win, although I do feel as though she actually did. But proving all that stuff, that's another thing. So The overriding energy is the Five of Cups. And this is about loss and grief. That's why it's called the minor arcana of the death card. And right now, this is kind of where we're all at, is that for those of us that didn't like the outcome, that this represents with these cups here, this really represents the disappointment that many of us are still feeling. But behind these cups are the two upright cups of what we can do about it, and that we need to start to focus on this. But this is the grief and the loss period. This will be a general as if he gets, and I have to say, if he gets inaugurated, this will reopen those wounds as yesterday did when the certification went without a question. But I will say that seeing it happen peacefully was a good thing. I also have to say that I just got finished watching the ceremony for Jimmy Carter in the rotunda, and seeing the whole Congress there of the different parties, and that how the air of civility, it was just really impressive. And I was thinking, I'm really going to miss that. I think I'm really honestly going to miss that as uh, as uh, as time goes on. I mean, one could say, oh well, that with the inauguration, which I won't be watching, I mean, we'll be Biden is going to be there and all of this sort of thing. But it's going to be going through them. They're just going to go through the motions. I'm sure he's going to stand there thinking, I want this to be over like really soon. And it will not have the touching, moving feeling that this funeral has had. And it will be continuing after he lies in state on Friday, I believe, or Thursday, I believe. They'll have the big service at the National Cathedral. But this feeling of people being together, setting aside their differences, that's going to be gone for a while. Hopefully, for not too long. So I'm going to do a short reading about, just go into a little bit deeper, keeping these as the focus cards. First, about the justice, the justice in reverse, which is very important. Keeping that in mind, I'm just going to do a quickie little 3 card sort of delving deeper into the justice in reverse. So it might be a couple more than a 3 card. So I'm using the Tarot Royale. I really gotten to like this an awful lot, and to see where the main energy right now and the feeling of justice reverse is the Ten of Wands in reverse. Now, sometimes this can come to mean um, the lessening of the burden, but I'm going to say that I think right now, I mean, the guy is carrying these rods, but I will say that in reverse, it's kind of like he's not going to make it to the goal. It's because this is really, really, really bearing very, very heavily on him. So I don't see him making it to the end. So I'm going to say that there could be something happening, whether he makes it all the 4 ways through or not, is that these will weigh a burden on him. And I think that what's happening is that what this whole thing is all about is basically staying out of prison. None of us ever saw him actually serving any time in prison, but for some reason he may not make it to those other trials, but it's still going to be but that's the big thing that I'm starting to realize now, that part of the justice in reverse is that this is maybe justice because it's also karma. It's the legal system, but it's also karma. So part of the karma maybe is the very heavy burden that he has with these other things hanging over him, even with his own hand-picked Justice Department. He won't be president forever, and these will continue. So he's worried about that. So we've got that going on right now. And then this, I just, my new deck, it's so beautiful. The Tarot of the Moon Garden. So the energy across this is the Ace of Cups. So there's a lot of emotion, a whole lot of emotion, a feeling going on with this. I would say it's a combination of I've got a reprieve, but the Ten of Rods in reverse is telling me the burden may not be here now, but it is hanging over him. It's going to be the big elephant in the room. So let me put this down here. So we've got, okay, so we've got these. So we have just a little bit in the past. There's the King of Wands, the upright king that's like the victorious, uh, on fire king. So that's kind of in the past. I'm going to say that with that being in the past, that's not quite as he doesn't have that energy that he had. He's got to take long breaks between rallies and that sort of thing. So let's see, in the future, oh, here we go. Cannot make this stuff up. We've got strength in reverse, which, right now at the present time is that he doesn't have the strength or the stamina that he once did. And I know a lot of us have done readings on his health. So I would say his age and his health are going to be a big factor. He's going to make, once he gets going, he is going to make Biden look like an 18-year-old football player or something like that. Okay, so the outcome of this for right now, we have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. And when I see Pentacles in reverse in these types of readings, a lot of times it is the corrupt money. That's the thing. That's another driving force, is the money keeping him going. But this also goes to the fact that he never planned his finances very well. But this may be something that I do believe, everybody's talking about some big revelation. So I do believe that for right now, that there could be some news about money coming out in regards to the election and with Muskrat. So, and that somehow some plan got glitched up, and that there may be a big revelation. Now, I will say this, that I'm not so sure that that's going to be the deal breaker with the election, but I will say if he does get inaugurated and serve as the president, that this is going to be something that's going to hang over him, and it'll be kind of a Nixonian thing where it's just going to be little by little by little. And we do have 8 pentacles here. So little by little by little, it's going to be stories leaking out that in the end could endanger his presidency. Okay, so the overall conclusion right now for Justice in reverse is the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords in reverse. So I would say for right now, that what this shows is when the Ten of Swords is in reverse, it means a reprieve or a healing from something. It's like he had a real, well, it's also about assassination attempts and some other health issues that we may not know about that were a close call. But I will say, and that there has been some healing. This also goes to his COVID and all this sort of thing. So what this tells me is that who knows how long this is going to last. As far he's been getting reprieve after reprieve, but Justice in reverse is saying this just can't last forever. So this is a short one, but I want to say that I'm really hoping to be able to see more of you now that I've gotten my life more. You wouldn't believe all the work you have to do when your car gets stolen and has to get replaced. So I do have my angel cards, unfortunately, were casualties of the robbery, but this is telling me that I need to use new ones. So we have the Kabbalah Angel Tarot cards. So, and I think all of these would be read upright. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to randomly pick one for let's say the first month. Well, the angel card of the month will be, and this is a message for all of us, is Raziel, creative power. So it's very important, and I know everybody and their mother has said, to really take care of yourself and do what you can. But I would also say is that these times will be challenging. And the thing is that we may have to get a little bit creative in God only knows what's coming up for us. So it's not be creative in your life, but also if you have any talent in the arts, and that maybe now is the time to get your feelings out on them, to write something, draw something, paint something. In my case, maybe write or photograph something. And it's a very good way to take care of yourself. So that is your angel message. And I look forward to seeing you again real soon. So have a nice evening, everyone.